What is going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 20 of Littleroot Lessons. As always, I'm your host, Carter Noble, joined by our fantastic co-host, Carl Wilkin. What's up, man?
We had our draft it was Sunday last week.
Yep, it was Sunday. We're recording on Thursday.
Yep.
So we should have some match results starting hopefully sometime this weekend.
Yep.
So by the time this goes up, we might have some actual match results.
Yeah, won't have videos up yet, but we'll have match results for sure. Super excited to start draft. I think I drafted a very good team.
I texted you the morning after because normally the time that we had ended, I'm normally already asleep. So I texted you the next morning. I'm like, I don't even know what I drafted. So, feeling real good about it. I've prepared for my match this week. Kind of, sort of, not really.
I'm currently breeding Pokemon for mine. I need a Cobalion from you. I finally found another Swift Swim like Poliwrath that I can breed because my current Poliwhirl is 0 attack, and I'd rather start with something that has at least best attack. That way I have a better chance of passing on best attack for Poliwrath.
I might have one.
I already got one.
All right, cool. Good talk. I didn't want to help anyway.
I got my Fungus I needed, so I don't even have to breed that. This one's fine. It's not perfect, but it's
good enough
fine.
for government work.
It's fine for draft league. If I was taking it to a tournament, I'd want to no attack, no speed.
Oh yeah,
but this one's just no speed, and I think it's
decent attack or something.
I think it's like 8 or 9 EVs in attack.
I bred EV for Espeon. Realized I missed an egg move. Opened up home because I knew I had more EVs on there from when I was shiny hunting Sylveon. Found one that had the right egg move. I literally couldn't even tell you what move it is. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Imported it over to Shield, EV trained it, evolved it, gave it the right TRs and everything. Then I looked at its stats. It's like decent defense, decent special defense. I'm like, oh.
Big
so I could rebreed this. But I think I'm out of the TRs I need.
Yep.
So,
which I'll hook you up. I'm pretty sure I have plenty.
Which is whatever. I'm already hyper leveling it, so I can hyper train it.
Okay.
We
also have a cool team of the week. I know James Beck has been doing Hail on his stream for a while now. It's been about a week and a half since he started playing with Hail. Trying to abuse Alolan Sandslash with Alolan Ninetales and Inteleon.
I wanted to be known that I was doing this first before James was, so he basically copied me.
Did you have Goodra on your team?
If I said yes, would it make me look cooler?
Yes, it would.
Then no. I had Indeedee, Ensign, Sandslash, Ninetales. But my last 2 slots were different because I had Reuniclus and...
You had Size Spam, and I think you had Rillaboom.
Maybe? I can't remember what I had in that last slot.
I know it was Reuniclus for Size Spam.
Yep.
And then I'm pretty sure the last mon was Rillaboom.
Let me just pull it up. I actually have Showdown open. So I am well prepared. I don't have it on my phone. I tried, man. I tried really hard.
You played it on your phone here.
Evidently, I transferred it over to my computer, and when I did, I deleted it off my phone. I am not smart.
And probably to wrap up this week, we have this article that I found off of the Reddit for VGC.
Yeah, r/VGC has been really putting out, actual good...
good content, helpful content, instead of all of these rate my teams, which
I saw some Twitter posts about it, and they're just people are coming to this because they want to get better at it. And, there's a lot of beginners that, hey, I'm on Reddit. This is obviously something that exists. I'm going to talk to people on here. And it was just oh, well, this team sucks. Just gave actual no feedback, no insight, no information of how to improve what you want to be doing. And
that's what our Discord is good for, is we actually been giving constructive feedback, which a lot of people have been finding us on Reddit. I think there's been 4 or 5 from this past week that...
I think there's been more than that. I think we've had probably close to 10 that have come from Reddit.
I can know 4 or 5 that are just lurking, Like they just joined, but I'm pretty sure they came from Reddit. I know there's a couple that just like popped in and they haven't said a thing, which I don't care. You can lurk if you want. That's fine. If you want to just snipe information, cool. I don't care.
I could care less. I like seeing that number of people grow.
Exactly.
It's legitimately getting to the point now where I think I know we talked about it like kind of jokingly a couple weeks back about adding a mod. I'm legitimately thinking it's to that point where we actually need to.
Yeah, like we can run it, but we'd have to be like on there 24/7, and I'm on there a good chunk of my day.
Yeah, but see, I'm not, and that's the big thing, and I don't want it to all fall on you. So
we're gonna probably have some kind of application for mod put out here shortly.
So for those who are on the Discord, keep a lookout for that because it's something that we kind of talked about a couple weeks back, and I think we're actually going to move forward with that. So keep a lookout for that, and we'll go from there with everything. So,
but this article talks about the new core for VGC. They call it Trap, which ends up being Togekiss, Alola Marowak, Rillaboom, and Porygon 2, which were a bunch of mons we were like really high on, except for like Togekiss early on with Rain. I know I was playing Porygon 2, Rillaboom, and Alola Marowak real early on.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't playing it with Togekiss. I was playing it with different redirection. I had Clefairy at one point.
Yep.
And then I dropped Clefairies altogether at one point.
Well, you were also pairing like Clefairy PZ, like having that as your primary speed control too. So the problem with that core is it takes away your Dynamax because like you need to Dynamax PZ.
Almost every time it wants to Dynamax. Porygon Z is a very good Dynamax mon, and it's like the matchups it's good in. It 1v4s. It 1v4s. It blows people up. We were talking about it on the Discord today, like how do you actually beat this core? It's a lot like Lapras. It's real hard to OHKO it when Clefairy's sitting next to it.
Mm-hmm.
So you just stall out the Dynamax, proper switching, and then once it's done, then you take out Porygon Z. And there's no Aurora Veil to protect it, and it doesn't have very good defenses anyway. So, like, once it's out of Dynamax and Clefairy's gone, Porygon Z is just easy pickings.
Yeah, that's majority of the games that I have lost with PZ Clefairy. They either answered Clefairy very early, or they stalled out Dynamax, and PZ wasn't able to actually abuse everything like I needed it to.
Yeah.
The good thing about PZ in particular is just like, you know, it adds. I know you were running T-Bolt, and I was running Ice Beam, and that felt fine because like,
it's just a coverage move slot for the rest of your other mons.
But the big thing that I was doing with it is changing weather, which is kind of really not important right now. The big thing right now is terrains,
which was what I was doing with Thunderbolt.
Yep. So. It could be better that Thunderbolt is more important right now, but I think there's going to be a time where Ice Beam could be more important than T-Bolt. It also depends on like what's relevant in the meta.
Yeah.
Because like if Inteleon picks up, well, obviously you want T-Bolt.
Yeah.
But if like Goodra pops up.
Yeah, I was about to say, speaking of, when Ice Beam, Goodra gets popular.
Literally looking at this team in front of us, which we'll get to, it's just like, if something like Goodra pops up, well...
Ice Beam's going to be better.
Or stuff like Venusaur.
Rillaboom. Rillaboom's another good one.
Yeah, Rillaboom's really important. Just like, my last damaging spot, I was running Dark Pulse, which has been really important to deal with psychic terrain, like the psychic abusers, like Psyspam. There we go. That's the one we were looking for. So being able to single-handedly deal with that is really good. Max Darkness lowers defense?
Max Darkness lowers special defense because Ghost lowers defense.
Yep, that's correct. That's right. Which for PZ just means that your max strikes are going to be hitting that much harder. So you can OHKO the Indeedee or OHKO the Alakazam or whatever sitting next to it, and then turn around and max strike it down the Indeedee and it's out.
Yep.
So even though it has that special defense boost from its Psychic Seed or whatever it's holding, the Indeedees right now are bulky. Like that's something Indeedees have really embraced.
Except for this one we're getting ready to talk about.
Yeah. So I just I've been a big fan of PZ Clefairy, and it's been a very good core that I don't think enough people have played with.
I think we've talked about it 3 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, we have.
We've been beating the PZ down people's throats.
I'm just saying, man, people need to play it more. And that's one of the big things, just like getting back to the idea of how do you beat it. One of the best ways to learn how to beat something
is to play it.
Is actually to play it and see, hey, how am I losing games? And that is a very good learning exercise of, hey, how do I actually beat Rillaboom since it's so popular?
Yep.
Play games with it. See what does massive amounts of damage to it. See what's actually a problem against it.
Yeah.
Build your core and see what beats your core so you know how to address it.
Yeah.
Or, if you have a terrible matchup, play it to see how you can improve it. And that's something coming from Magic that I've really embraced is, okay, I can actually identify how to be able to beat this because I've played it from both sides.
Exactly.
So.
You know your outs, you know what your opponent's looking for, and that means you get to take the next step in the mind game is, okay, well, my opponent's going to probably do this, now I know how to beat this.
And, when I tell people I play competitive Pokemon, they're like, oh, what, how is it? I'm just like, it's a lot of prep work and a lot of math beforehand.
Yep.
And actually playing, it's basically mind games.
Yep.
It is being able to out-level your opponent to know how to beat what they have going on.
It's hidden.
More importantly,
it's kind of like how Magic is like at the pro level is kind of explained as like a skill-based game.
Mm-hmm.
It's hidden information. You know what you know.
How do you infer what they know that you know that they have?
Like, what do you don't? Like, you just kind of focus on what do you know, what do you don't know, and then
what can you infer? Yeah, what can you infer based on the information you have, and based on that, how can you actually adapt and play through it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're getting off track here.
And I think this is a good conversation.
It is a good conversation to have, but we.
Jumping into team of the week here. This is from AJP or Mr. Rhode Island on Discord, which we have this stupid meme that I absolutely love, and it's all because of a meme that was posted, and it just kind of exploded. So
it's starting to tone down now. People are going back to normal now. Now that the memes kind of worked its way out of everybody's system.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I actually haven't noticed this.
It's definitely died down. But this team, like we were talking about, Incineroar, Maelin DD, Alolan Sandslash, Alolan Ninetales, Inteleon, and Goodra. This is about as close to a Hail-based team as you're probably going to find in the current VGC meta. Ninetales being able to set up Hail with Snow Warning, Sandslash, Alolan trying to abuse that Hail with Slush Rush, which is essentially double speed and Hail,
yep.
right?
It's Swift Swim but for Hail.
Yeah. Or Sand Rush for Hail.
So this is kind of a core that I was playing with that James Beck also simultaneously was also working on and has been playing a lot of. And so AJP, he was breeding for a shiny Alolan Sandslash.
Yeah.
And he had been talking about wanting to play Hail for a while, so I watched James played it a couple different days last week for YouTube. And so I sent him the video and I said, hey, I know this is something you want to look into. What this is a starting block for you.
Like here's this info. Take it and run.
Adjust it. Eat the information and adjust from there and be able to figure everything out.
Yep.
So this is the where we have adapted and where we have evolved from that.
Yeah. Notably, this is Pikalytics team builder, which has these cool meta calcs.
And I am so glad this actually exists now.
Yeah, this is nice. Pikalytics had a very clean team builder for a while. It's kind of janky on your mobile phone apps. If you don't have iOS,
I actually, I have iOS and I haven't got the app.
I would recommend getting it.
I'm going to as we speak. Go do this thing.
But Pikalytics has got the cool meta calcs now. You got type matchups. It's going to be a great tool. I recommend downloading it if you have iOS or bookmarking it on your PC if you have access to it. It's going to be real great for team building. You can import your teams to Showdown directly now. Like you just hit export to Showdown, copy paste, slap that in Showdown, and you can just go. Like the only thing that's going to like make this Picolytics thing better is when it gets to showdown level and you can actually battle other players. That's like the only thing you're missing.
Which I mean, I can't imagine it's having the two different platforms. I think is fine.
Yeah.
Like Showdown has existed for basically ever at this point. So looking at interesting. They have different ranks based on platform. So they have Showdown and they have Switch data.
Yeah.
Which I don't think... Do they have on the website?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they've
I've always looked at just Showdown data.
When Isle Armor started, they started doing that.
Interesting. Okay.
Granted, it doesn't change a whole lot. DD is better in Battle Spot on cart and then Incineroar is in that spot on Showdown.
So I wonder how they're collecting the data for Switch.
Probably through like rental teams and tournaments.
Huh.
That would be my assumption. Anyway, the team, like we said, trying to abuse Hail. We have Inteleon, which is actually like a decent abuser of Hail. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a G-Max Inteleon. I'm not quite sure.
Maybe. Just because I can't imagine we're not.
Yeah, like there's no reason not to, right?
Yeah. Like, Snipe Shot already is good, so being able to just take it that next step and having the G-Max water
Hydro
attack.
Snipe.
Sure.
Hydro Snipe.
I don't know these things, man. I haven't played against G-Max and Inteleon, like, at all. So I legitimately don't know what the move is called.
So, Safety Goggles Incineroar does Incineroar things really, really well. Careful nature. Fake Out Flare Blitz Parting Shot Taunt. Kind of like your anti-Trick Room, anti-physical damage dealer. Indeedee has Psychic Seed with Psychic Surge, so it gets that special defense buff like we were talking about earlier. Expanding Force to abuse its own Psychic Surge, and then Trick Room Protect, and it's running in Prison, so you can turn off Trick Room when you don't want to run against hard TR, and you can also turn off Protect and opposing Expanding Forces against Sky Spam, which that's super duper cool.
So one of the... I don't know what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought.
Okay, I'll keep going through.
Cool.
Alolan Sandslash here. We have Steel Roller to break terrain when we need to, plus it's a very high-power Steel Stab attack for this mon.
I believe it's... I can't remember what his next highest is. I think it's Iron Head.
I think it's Iron Head. The Steel Roller is the highest damage you can get for Steel type, unless you want to run Steel Beam at the cost of half your health.
And more importantly, it's special versus physical.
Yeah.
So, not the best on our physical alone Sandslash.
Yeah. We're also running Triple Axle as our Ice type move, which Triple Axle is great when you're just trying to...
I'm pretty sure this is the exact set I played.
Probably. Drill Run to cover Fire type attacks, attack mons, and then Protect just to like keep ourselves healthy when we need to.
The big thing, the difference here, that like looking at the EVs, he has more speed EVs than I did, just because mine were count to be 214 just enough
to outspeed Dragapult.
So those extra points went into HP, just to make it where you're a little more sustainable. Just because Sandslash does not like fire moves. Like, obviously the 4x weakness you don't want to see, but also you're weak to like Conk, which I haven't seen a lot of Conks either, but Urshifu's the big fighting mon now.
Like, Urshifu's the big fighting mon because it's a fast fighting mon and you don't have to run it in your Trick Room team. Also, Alolan Marowak getting popular means Conkeldur's fighting type does just nothing against Alolan Marowak now.
Yep, when you can't hit it, it makes it real bad.
You can't actually hit it like, at all.
Yeah, because it's immune to all your fighting moves.
It's immune to Thunder Punch.
Yep. And
then
so
resists ice.
You can run Fire Punch, but it's resistant. So like Conk is literally falling off the face of the earth because of specifically Alolan.
It also
Marowak.
is just like a better Trick Room abuser.
Yep, it really is. Being able to actually have not only like better resistances, but also immunities is a big
fairy,
deal.
You resist poison, you resist ice, you resist steel. What else do we resist? There's another one.
Bug?
I think it's Bug.
Oh, yeah, it's Bug. Because we're fire.
Yeah.
I think we're 4 times resistant. I can't remember Ghost versus Bug.
But back to the whole combo.
We're also immune to like Max Strike coming from PZ, which we've talked about. Like that's really good.
You absorb all electric attacks with your lightning rod.
Yep.
Which is most of them. I have not really seen one outside of like a random rockhead, so you can just flare blitz forever. Be lightning rod.
Not only flare blitz, but I think you also do you get head smash?
No.
Okay.
You get double edge.
Great.
Rounding out this team here, we have Alolan Ninetales, which is supposed to be this Hail support mon, Blizzard Spam, Freeze Dry, Ice Shard to proc a weakness policy later on down the road, and then Aurora Veil to maybe help minimize the damage that Sand Slash is going to take from opposing fire type attacks.
Yep.
Inteleon here is the crit Inteleon version, which I'm not sure is actually better. Air Slash, Protect, Snipe Shot, Blizzard, Sniper, Scope Lens. You could also, I feel like, run like Expert Belt Torrent or Focus Sash Torrent and just have Ninetales run Light Clay.
I can see that.
I think James was running Torrent on his.
I think I like Light Clay on Ninetales. I don't know if you need all of the special attack at that point. I think if you're running Light Clay, I think you need to be a little more bulky.
If you're doing Blizzard things, you want all the special attack you can.
Okay. I was going to say, I know you've played quite a bit with Ninetales.
Ninetales is just literally Aurora Veil bot or Blizzard bot. You are trying to be the fastest thing on the field and set up and do one or the other.
Okay. But I think I like the idea of having Focus Sash on Inteleon, just because like Light Clay Aurora Veil is real powerful.
8 turns
it's
is a long
real good,
time
man.
in the game.
Like you see a lot of people like playing against like Grimmsnarl that just try to stall out the turns, only to find out it's Light Clay, and you're like, well, now I have to stall out 3 extra turns. Like this just got way worse for me.
The last one on this team is Goodra with Weakness Policy and Sap Sipper to help protect Inteleon. Notably, this is a physical Goodra with Iron Tail, Stomping Tantrum, Power Whip, and Outrage.
Interesting. Sap Sipper boosts our attack?
Yeah, that's the whole reason why we run physical Goodra, plus this team really needs another physical attacker besides the Sand Slash. To kind of round out the even, and make it even.
Is there a grass type move that hits all 3 mons?
At the moment, no.
Okay. I didn't think there was.
You can... I've seen people Giga Drain their Goodras.
I was going to Grassy Glide into it.
I've seen a lot of people with Comfey just proc their weakness policy with Draining Kiss.
And then
just keep Giga Draining into it.
That's cute. That's real cute.
Comfey is the best Goodra support. I wanted it for Draft League for that reason. I'm surprised I got Comfey, but not Goodra. I got Comfey real late, too. But this Goodra set is on the bulkier side defensively. We have a very high special defense as it is. Notably, we expect to go to 114 speed, which I don't know what we're trying to outspeed at that point. I think you only had to get to about 112 to make sure you just outspeed most Togekisses. But
113 may not be a viable stat for it. There's sometimes where it just goes 112 to 114. You want to see that for me? Yeah, I lied.
Yeah, 100 speed in EVs puts us at 113.
I tried.
So I'm not sure what we're trying to outspeed at 118. We can find out real quick, maybe. This Metacalcs has their speed up here on too.
Yeah, it updated today to have speed calcs on it.
We're not outspeeding Cinderace.
Not even slightly.
Don't need to worry about that. Don't need to worry about that. Tyranitar's max speed is 125. We're not outspeeding that if it's max speed.
Well, most T-Tarts here lately have been min speed anyway.
We're not outspeeding Dracovish ever.
Nope.
Togekiss? I think Togekiss is the only one we gotta watch for.
Which its max is 145?
Max speed was 145, but they're never like max speed usually.
You say that, I'm gonna start running it again. It's been a hot minute.
You just lose all your bulk.
Oh yeah, that's the big problem.
Yeah, I don't know what we're trying to outspeed at 114. Someone they may know more than I do for their calcs, but I usually don't really spec much into speed on Goodra. Goodra's base is 100, like with 31 IVs is 100, and you only need like to go to 1. Like I said, 107 if you're doing Tailwind. If you're not doing Tailwind, then you probably want it to be as low as possible to abuse your Trick Room. So I don't know, like we could just invest these speed EVs into more HP and defense and special defense.
Neat.
Notable leads here is like Ninetales Indeedee to protect from Fake Out. You can also lead Indeedee Inteleon. You can lead Ninetales Inteleon to Blizzard Spam. You can lead Incineroar and Ninetales if you just need to beat
one of
up.
my favorite ones was always Indeedee Sandslash, and then you have Ninetales in the back to be able to switch in, give you your double speed, and just steamroller them.
Just smack them.
Run them over.
Yeah, that's another good one. Gudra is almost always in the back. You never want to really lead Gudra.
Especially like because we have the Life Orb on Sandslash, and because we have like Triple Axle, it's not a Dynamax mon.
No.
It is purely
you
there
want to
just
abuse that
hit.
Triple Axle.
Yep.
Your D-Max and G-Maxes are Gudra and Inteleon, respectively.
Yep.
This Indeedee is actually really, really cool being an imprisoned Indeedee, being full special attack, full speed. Like, timid. This thing is fast. Like, 161.
I wonder just how much we need all that speed compared to wanting bulk.
161 speed outspeeds Porygon. Porygon Z gets to like 157 max.
Okay.
And then you are almost outspeeding Urshifu. You are 2 points off from tying Urshifu.
It's awkward.
I know. Urshifu being at 163 max when it's Jolly is just a little bit weird. So you actually will outspeed Adamant Urshifu's that way.
Okay. That's important.
I don't know how much you like against the dark one. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
but if you're up against the water one probably wants to be Adamant because you have Surging Strikes and every hit is just extra damage when you're Adamant.
I need to get a hold of Evan. That reminds me, he has a Urshifu for me.
I got one too.
You have a dark one?
Yep.
Oh, when did you get that?
Off of home.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll message Evan and be like, hey, Carl has one. Thanks though.
Yep. It's already level 100 too.
Neat. That's where all my candies went. Is I just power leveled Kubfu. I was thinking about that today. I'm glad you brought that up because man, I know I had candies. Cannot figure out what happened to them.
I really like the Hail team. It does kind of like lose out to Sun. Like if they run a Sun team, it's real hard to keep up Hail because they usually now Sun teams are running T-Tar as well to just play these weather mind games with their opponents.
Yep. Being able to have double setters on their team and like not really losing out to anything by having T-Tar, just having good coverage by having him is been really, really good for Sun.
Yep.
It's weird saying that the Sandmon is good for Sun.
Yeah, it's a little weird. The other problem that Sun teams pose is because they're running T-Tar, that's two specifically mons, Torkoal and T-Tar, that just blow this team up.
Yep.
Gudra and Inteleon are like the only ones that can actually stand in front of those mons, and you don't want to have them both on the field at the same time.
No,
really
not particularly because like both of them want to Dynamax, and only being able to hit one just means the other one's just sitting there.
This is a good matchup into Rain, though. It has a very decent Rain matchup. Gudra is a great wall to Kingdra.
Yep. It just sits there and looks at it. Just like, yeah, sure, I'll take that hit.
Like, most Kingdras are going to either be Assault Vest or Life Orb, and then this Gudra just tanks that max Wormwind and then just blows up Kingdra in return.
Nice AV. Take your outrage.
Take your lumps.
There's a set in the last video that James Beck played where he played against a outrage Gudra. It's like, oh man, that's sweet. So
I'm interested in Breaking Swipe's max damage.
Breaking Swipe.
I wonder how much it is. Max is 110.
As opposed to outrage is
probably
120?
130.
Yeah,
I think outrage is 130.
There's only one way to find out. Oblivion Ring.
Outrage is 140. Yeah. So outrage is
that's high.
More damage compared to Breaking Swipe, but Breaking Swipe lets you kind of have a target system. Well, I say target system. Outrage is kind of just willy-nilly, so if you just run it into a fairy type, you just SOL on that one. Whereas Breaking Swipe attacks both spots, and lowers attack. So you're already defensive Gudrick. It's better. So is the 30 power on the max move important? Like, that's where it gets kind of iffy.
Especially because, like, you're going to be triggering policies. So just... It at that point, it's more than just, 30 points or 40 points or whatever it was. Was it 110?
It was 110 to 140, yeah.
So, yeah, the 30 points. Like, at that point, it's 60 points. Because you are doubling. And that makes a difference.
Well, that was the max power.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
If when you're triggering your policy, like if you're doubling your base,
essentially,
move,
It comes down to whatever it is. So like if you benefit from being able to actually like hit Pokemon with your moves a lot of the time, Breaking Swipe might be better for you. Whereas if you want to try to run the gambit and hope they don't have a fairy type to switch into your Outrage, and hope it doesn't hit that spot.
Is it weird to you that the only mon that learns Breaking Swipe by level up in this gen is Duraludon?
It's technically the signature move for Duraludon.
I did not know that. Technically, while they also gave it a TM.
Yeah. There's a lot of those this time, though, so... This was such a... If this move, I think, was at probably 70 or 80 base power, I think this move would have been insane. Is there a Technician user that gets this? Probably not.
Just Control F. No. Maybe? No.
Nope.
We tried.
Womp womp. Because that would be a cool thing, is like if a Technician user got this.
What's the Scale Shot? Is that it?
Scale Shot is the Dragon Tutor move.
Yeah, I really wish Cloyster got it, but like you just don't need it.
Scale Shot's cool. I think it lowers your special defense. Gouda doesn't get it, though.
Wait, does Charizard get it, but not Charmeleon?
Charizard gets a lot of dragon moves.
But Charmeleon doesn't.
Yeah.
That's what upsets me, because Charmeleon's attack is better than its special attack. So, like, you want to be physical Charmeleon.
Here's one for you. Inteleon gets it.
Yeah, but, like, who cares?
Dreadnought gets it.
Dreadnought getting it is cool. I don't know if he had access to Max Wormwind before that.
I don't think he did.
Let's find out.
Did we have access to Max Wormwind before? Did we get, like...
No.
I don't see one yet. No.
That's really cool.
Okay.
Oh, he had Dragon Tail.
Oh, he had Dragon Tail as an egg move. Yeah, he had
Dragon Tail as an egg move. But now you get Scale Shot, which I'm sure is just better.
I don't know.
What's Scale Shot's Dynamax power?
Not very high.
Probably 110.
130.
130?
Oh, it's because it's the tutor move.
Oh my lord. So, yeah, that's hot.
It's too bad Gouda doesn't get that one. That one would be good for Gouda. But Gouda doesn't have scales.
Okay, so do max moves make contact? Can you cause a flinch from like a King's Rock off of a Dynamax move? No.
This one doesn't even make contact to begin with, so.
What?
No physical contact.
That's lame.
You're shooting scales away from
lame.
It's like Bullet Seed.
Does Bullet Seed not make contact?
No!
You're literally hitting them!
Contact is Mon on Mon touching each other.
Lame.
Headbutt.
Lame.
Body slam.
Lame. Icicle Spear. Explain that one. You were literally shooting icicles. That one makes physical contact.
No.
What? No, you don't need to make physical contact for King's Rock to work. I'm a dummy.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm like, all these moves you're talking about don't make physical contact. I don't know what you're talking about.
Shut up.
But, so this Hail team is pretty cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, this team, I have played a variant of this, and it felt good.
I have most of these ready to go. I think these two, like Indeedee and Sandslash, I don't have ready to rock and roll. So I haven't even played a match of ladder since...
I haven't either.
Since Series 4. I have not played a single Series 5 match yet.
I don't think I played any Series 4, if you want me to be honest. I didn't have time.
So, moving on to this Trap Core. I've read this article already. It's on Medium. I'll link it down below. Shout out to the writer Alcadeus VGC on Twitter.
Go give them a follow.
Go give them a follow. They did a pretty decent write up here. I know Evan writes on Medium, writes Pokemon stuff on Medium, and it's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of like weird articles on Medium too, so it's like trying to sort out what's good and what's bad. But I read through this, and this trap team is really, really cool. So it's literally Trick Room with Alolan Marowak as your like abuser, and then pairing it with 2 other mons. Rain, like Politoed, is really good with this one because you have 2 mons weak. Like you have a mon weak to fire, helps reduce that weakness. You can also there's a team here that runs Corviknight with it. Corviknight is one I've seen that's very common running with this team because it needs a steel type coverage, and Politoed benefits the Corviknight and helps that. So it's kind of cool just like looking at this Trick Room setup here with like Porygon 2 Togekiss set up Trick Room, or Porygon Rillaboom set up Trick Room. Marowak comes in, blows a bunch of stuff up, or in the other team's case, Azumarill gets to come in and blow a bunch of stuff up. Being basically
Azumarill is... It's not as good as I wanted it to be, but it definitely has a niche. And I think a big part of why it's not as good as I wanted it to be is because Belly Drum in this generation is not nearly as widely playable as it was in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. And I couldn't explain to you why it's not, but it just feels like the format is too fast for it to be able to be good.
Yeah. Belly Drum, like Snorlax, was a thing real early on.
Mm-hmm.
And
when the meta was first being like figured out, it was
like we even brought it to. I brought it to Collinsville, and
I talked myself out of it. That was your last minute change, I think.
No, my last minute change was I dropped Inteleon for Dragapult.
Yeah, okay.
So I had to swap in to keep fighting type moves for my Snorlax.
What did I play instead?
Inteleon. And
yeah,
then,
okay, duh.
And then your Snorlax, I think, was...
I know I didn't play Snorlax.
Yeah, no, you didn't play Snorlax. I think you played... It was something else bulky. Because that's what you needed was a Trick Room counter.
Did I play Mudsdale?
Maybe? I don't think you did.
I don't think I did.
You needed some kind of Trick Room counter. I don't remember what it was. But this team has plenty of Trick Room counters.
Someone go listen to like episode 1 and then leave a comment down below telling me what I played. Cause...
Yeah, that'd be great. That was so long ago now.
I am actually too lazy to go back and listen to myself talk.
I'm patiently awaiting the day that we can play tournaments again.
You and me both, man.
But this trap core here is really, really cool. Porygon 2 does a very good job of being a bulky Trick Room setter. I've been saying since Series 5 started and we found out we were getting Porygon, that Porygon 2 is the next best Eviolite, is the best Eviolite holder now, now that it's out and about.
I legitimately think it is better than Dusclops. Specifically because we're pairing it with Alolan Marowak. Because we already have our ghost coverage, like... You're not gaining anything by having double Ghost.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty easily accepted that Marowak is the best Trick Room abuser right now.
Next to probably Hatterene, yeah. Hatterene's probably the best because it gets to set it itself.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Is like it's also a setter though. So sometimes it doesn't need to be the abuser because it can set it.
Did you know Alolan Marowak gets Perish Song?
Yes.
I tried to abuse that the other day, and the team failed miserably.
I can't imagine why.
I didn't play it very well. I had built it hastily, and it was just like it just died at any ghost type mon. We're going through this article here. Some of the good leads is like Rillaboom Togekiss. You can lead Togekiss Porygon 2. It's not hard to figure out what to lead here. And it's not hard to figure out what to bring in the back, makes this a very good ladder team because you only have
it's best of one.
Like a short amount of time to figure out what you need, and you'd rather have something that's easy to fire off.
Yeah, being able to identify very quickly of saying, okay, this is my lead, this is what I need to bring in the back. Cool. and just locking it in not only means that like you're speeding up your games and you can play more, but like it makes it where it becomes muscle memory at some point.
Yeah, you don't have to waste as much brain power trying to figure out, okay, they have this, so I have to lead this.
And it makes it where you are able to adapt, like spend more brain power figuring out what is actually going on inside the game, as opposed to, well, what do I actually need to invest here?
Yeah. Not as mentally draining, I guess is the better term to put it.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
So I would expect to see more of this core in the future. A lot of people are calling it the next TED core, the next Togekiss Extra Dragapult core, which makes sense. It's
doing good things.
It doesn't necessarily. It's like not like our normal Fire Water Grass or Steel Dragon Fairy type of cores, but it does a lot of good defensive things, and it has a lot of good bulky Pokemon. Marowak's actually fairly bulky for its stats it has. It's got to get the 100-something base defense.
That's one of the good things about like your Trick Room Mons. Majority of them have bulk. Because otherwise, you can't have speed and bulk and attack.
Yeah, you usually got like one or two good ones, and then the rest of them just get thrown under the bus.
Yeah. So being able to have good attack but awful speed is a good trade-off.
Yeah.
Which is why something I was talking. I started playing Platinum again recently, and I was talking to one of my buddies. Who's like, "Man, I really miss Rampardos." It's like, "Man, Rampardos is so bad." He's like, "Well, why do you say that?" I'm like, "Not only is it like incredibly slow, but it is incredibly frail. Yeah. Like you don't have the HP to abuse." Like being able to switch in for Trick Room, and your special defense is so bad that like you can't live any hit going into that slot.
Yeah.
So it's a cool casual mon, but playability.
Yeah. Ready to move on to Draft League stuff?
I have nothing else to say about anything else. That pretty much sums up my role on this cast, man. I am here.
So, Draft League, like we said, the draft happened this past week.
Just over a week ago when this goes live.
Togekiss was the number one pick again.
Interesting.
Which not surprising.
Last week we had talked about this, and I said it was going to be Rillaboom, which fell all the way to 13.
Which is not surprising.
I'm pretty sure the Discord just wanted to prove me wrong.
Maybe.
But at the same time, the episode wasn't live yet, so
yeah. So they knew.
They just had a feeling.
Going over the first round here, just like to highlight what everyone drafted. Evan drafted Togekiss. He was the first overall pick. Mafia drafted Cinderace. Indeedee Female went third. You picked Incineroar as your first pick. Jiggly Dreams picked Butterfree. Mr. President picked Azumarill. And then Indeedee Male went to Sever. I first picked Amoonguss, which I am very happy I grabbed that when I did.
So far, the only thing that you have said that has surprised me is the Azumarill.
Clefairy went to Xeno right after I did. Whimsicott, Dragapult, Primarina, and then Rillaboom. T-Tar, Volcarona.
Volcarona went really early too. That's another one that kind of surprised me.
P2, Bisharp, Excadrill, Venusaur, and then the last pick of round one was Lapras, which then they immediately followed up with Marowak, which that was a very good combo.
Yeah, Lapras Marowak is pretty decent.
That's kind of what I expected combos like that to go out really quickly.
Notably, you were playing Garub this week.
Yep.
Looking at their team, they look like a hard Trick Room team, and their only setter off the top of my head is Reuniclus.
Reuniclus gets it. I think Alolan Raichu can set it because Psychic.
Probably, like, it's a TR in this gen, so I would be very surprised if every Psychic Pokemon doesn't get it.
Yeah, let's double check here. You keep talking.
Evan had a very, very well put together spreadsheet for us that broke down, like, every like, redirection and, like, speed control and just, like, intimidate support and just, like, all these different tabs on it and everything. And
Alolan Raichu doesn't get it.
Interesting. One of the tabs was speed control, and it had like Tailwind And yeah, you want to pull that up for me?
So we have fake out mons, we have speed control
Yeah, okay,
mons,
yeah, so our speed
redirection,
control.
and intimidate.
We have speed control. Thank you. We have tailwind, unburdened, speed boost, and then your weather-based moves, and then you have your trick room. And your trick room goes down so far compared to
It's about double the
everything
number.
else.
It's about 3 times the number of tailwind users.
Just like, well, okay.
Because
Then,
double would be... It's 26, right? So double is 52.
it'd be 51 because there's 2 slots.
Oh,
Yeah.
so there's 50. So there's only 25.
Yeah.
So it'd be 50, and then 75, and then you have another, 7 mons after that.
So, the big thing here is just like, there's, and this is kind of something that happened last draft league, it's just like, well, everyone has at least one trick room mon. So, everyone is automatically prepared for trick room.
I think I have the best. I have 2 trick room mons, and I think I have the best trick room mon.
I have 3, I think. So let's see. I have, just quickly going over my team. I have Incineroar,
Yeah, you have 3.
Rotom Wash, Single Strike Urshifu, Serena, Mudsdale, Dragalge, and then I picked up my Trick Room setters of Gardevoir, Espeon, Clink Clang, and then rounded out the draft with Cloyster. Notably, I do not have a single piece of redirection on my team.
Yeah, I drafted the Mungus early because I knew redirection would be important because the Sword Trio, the Swords of Justice are in this draft. So having redirection is super duper important.
Luckily, I'm not playing against them this week.
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get smashed regardless. Because I'm going to get played by Aqua Jet Azurill. I'm going to lose to Azurill week 1, and I am...
You're ready for it. Get ready
I'm not. That's the problem.
Embrace the meme.
That's the problem, is I'm not ready for it.
We just talked about it, too. My team was Amoonguss, Politoed, Cobalion, Alolan Persian, Luxray, Sigilyph, Salazzle, Comfey, Appleton, and then I drafted Cantonian Dugtrio, but then I immediately dropped it 2 days later and picked up Poliwrath.
Which, for the record, in that slot, I told you to draft Poliwrath.
Yeah.
That's one of the few things from draft night I remember is you took Toad super early, and everyone's just like, Carl, you need a Swift abuser.
I don't have to have a Swift abuser.
So then it comes around to round 20, you're like, I think I'm going to take one. Like, Carl, probably the best one at this point is Poliwrath. And that, all I said is you need to take Poliwrath. And you're like, no, I'm going to take Dugtrio.
I took Dugtrio because Arena Trap.
Which, do you have...
Politoed.
Oh, yep. Parastrap. There we go.
I was going...
That's what I was looking for.
I was spent my last round doing calcs between Eviolite, Gothorita, and Dugtrio, and I rather have the Dugtrio because the Dugtrio could also do beat-up things.
Which I actually didn't realize until you sent me your list for week 1. I'm like, that's kind of cute. Because not only can it trap, but it's also incredibly fast.
Oh yeah, no, it's super fast. You can Sucker Punch, beat up. You can just high horsepower everything. If you wanted to not run Arena Trap, instead run Sandvale, Cobalion gets that sand. Because it gets Stone Edge.
So, looking at your team, I think there's probably 2 mons on it I don't like.
I can tell you 2 mons I don't like.
Okay.
Luxray and Salazzle.
It's the exact 2.
Those are the 2 I drafted because I needed them. Luxray, I needed Intimidate. Luxray has Intimidate. Salazzle fit Beat Up plus Fake Out and can poison steel types and was a fire type. Literally the only reason I drafted Salazzle.
Me and Jay Bucci are fighting because he sniped Wigglytuff from me, and I was so mad because I didn't realize it until I tried to draft it.
Yep. In
round 20, I wanted my Choice Specs Wigglytuff for Trick Room, and he sniped it from me. So instead, I have Cloyster, which I already have 1 shiny, so we're golden there.
Looking at our opponents here, you're playing Mafia, who drafted Kingdra. Alphabet underneath me.
Yep, we have Cinderace, Kingdra, Sableye, Barraskewda, Rotom Mow, Alchemy, Runerigus, Alolan Sandslash, Azurill, and Wishiwashi.
If you had an electric type, I would bring it. But you don't. Well, you have Cling gets discharged.
I have Rotom.
Rotom's... It's Rotom Wash. It's just...
Yeah, which, not only is electric coverage, but also, resists all the water mons. Rotom Mo's really good. Okay, leave me alone. Which I have Mudsdale for.
Levitate, sir.
I wanted to take electric hits. Leave me alone. Also, it's ground and it's gonna get hit by a leaf storm.
Kling.
Kling. I'm actually really considering.
Discharge just hurts all those water mons that he's bringing.
Did you know Kling gets ally switch?
Yep. I was on the Kling train before anybody else was.
I drafted it
into it.
I drafted it in the original draft league and immediately dropped it. So, I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing this week.
I have my 6. I just got to put them all.
I'm pretty sure I have my 6, but
I think I have it on my computer.
This is a very rough draft. 2 days after the draft actually happened, I'm just like, I need to actually sit down and look at this, and I have not done so since I made my 6. I'm just like, yeah, these are fine Pokemon.
I have it on here. It's just not up to date because I've made adjustments since then.
Is okay. I don't want to spoil it because this is probably going to come out before you play your match.
I don't care. I don't care really.
That makes one of us. I would like to do well, but I also drafted super tired, and I'm not saying I'm making excuses, but if I don't do well, I'm blaming my lack of sleep.
So excuses.
Yes.
Just all the excuses.
Just so we're all aware. But yeah, I don't have redirection, which is a big problem for me.
Yeah.
Which, I might just have to brute strength. Which, brute strength doesn't sound the best, but it's the best I got.
But my team's pretty solid. I had it figured out pretty early. I know what I'm doing. I know what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And we're kind of just, going over things and looking at stuff. And
speaking of which, I need to reach out to Mafia and talk to him about playing next week.
I need to do the same, but I figured I'd get my actual, work schedule for next week.
Yep.
Do that first.
Well, my work schedule's consistent, so...
Yeah, you have a consistent work schedule, which is super duper easy for you.
I didn't know that got that.
Yep.
Interesting. Not surprised, but I'm surprised it gets that.
Ta-da! Neat. Yeah, team's pretty solid. My opponent had, like I said, drafted the Lapras Marowak core with one Trick Room Setter.
Man, just kill off the Reuniclus and you'll be fine.
I can do that. I can definitely do that.
You need to watch out for beat-up strats from the Crocodile as well.
Yes.
I said you need to. One answer does not make a solution.
Oh, no, this one answer makes a very good solution.
I mean, that still is stab beat-up from a Crocodile. That's gonna hurt.
Max defense, bud. We are relaxed, 156 defense.
Oh.
We are bulky.
It's still gonna hurt. Just put them to sleep. They'll be fine.
That's kind of the other goal.
The problem is Terrakion is faster than your Amoonguss. So if they do get a beat up off, you can't just sprinkle a little spore on them and make them go to sleep.
No.
Because I don't think they have any other beat up users.
Lipard, maybe?
Lipard, maybe? I know Thievul does, and I debated taking Thievul. Being 100% honest, I debated taking Thievul.
I know Lipard does. Lipard's not faster than Persian, though.
Okay.
So my beat up gets to go off, and then it's a race for whoever's faster. Notably, my Persian's faster than a Terrakion.
Interesting.
Persian is faster than Max Speed Terrakion.
That was a cat.
Yeah, that was a cat. That's my Persian just in the background yelling at the door wanting in. So I have a pretty good setup. The hardest one for me to deal with probably is Lapras.
I need to actually go through and see what... can you pull up Redirection for me? And Rage Powder. There is literally no one.
They all have been taken.
Follow me. We have exactly Togepi left.
Yep. And then, unless you really want to do lightning rod things.
Good golly, Miss Molly, this is really bad for me.
Yeah, like I said, you are not getting a redirection anytime soon.
Manectric is physically physically statted, right?
I
like
believe so. It's pretty close to even, I feel like, but I believe it's physical.
No, it is especially.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, by a significant margin.
105.
Huh. Excuse me, I might have a roster pick to pick up.
So you can lightning rod things.
I can lightning rod discharge people.
Yeah, you could.
Because Rotom also gets discharge.
Yep. Just discharge everywhere.
Just zap. Does Manectric also get discharge?
Probably.
Get Thunderball. Electro Ball in Thunderwave. How slow is Wishy-Washy? Very?
40.
Okay, so we're way faster, so that Electro Ball is going to do a lot. We also get Snarl. Alright, this is kind of hot. I might be picking up a Manectric.
Yeah, base speed is 40. Well, when it goes to schooling, it goes down to 30. So big Wishy-Washy, base speed is 30, max without EV investment is 50.
Alright. I might be picking up Manectric.
But yeah, draft. I feel like my draft went really, really, really well. I drafted really good support early and was able to get Cobalion third pick, which was very surprising.
Yeah, third round at, what is that?
Number 8.
48?
Yeah.
Not bad.
So,
I really don't like this Luxray.
Luxray was the last of the best Intimidators at the time.
Yep.
And then Salazzle, like I said, was the best fire type at the time.
Notably, I have Firewater Grass and Dragon Fairy Steel Course.
I have combos and not cores. I have Cobalion, Persian. I have Sigilif as just like great support. Politoed and Moongus do really good together. Comfey is another real good support one. I have like 2 or 3 good real damage dealers that are real hard to deal with that have very good resistances. And then I have a very good support system to go around them.
I need to look at a couple different things because there are definitely some options that I have that may take effect. So I guess we'll figure it out next week, and I'll probably talk about it.
So yeah, we'll probably talk about matches next week.
Unless I play Friday, which is sorry.
Yeah, maybe the same. That might be the only free afternoon I have next week. What else can we talk about this week? We gloated about Pikalytics' new thing. We talked about our team of the week.
So good, man.
Players' Cup stuff's supposed to have started being broadcast.
Today?
Should have been today, but I don't know when, don't know how. They don't really want to talk about it. They just said Thursday last weekend. And then the top 64 are supposed to play this weekend. They're supposed to broadcast it next Thursday. When we get teams about Players' Cup stuff, we'll probably talk about it then. No one really, they're all scattered, off-centered.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Europe had theirs really, really early for us, and then Oceania had theirs at about noon, and then ours started at about 3, which I think we had one person play, and I don't know if they made top 64.
Yeah, I actually haven't heard.
Which we'd have to ask, but...
I know a couple people asked, and were like, nope, I didn't qualify because I didn't play.
I played one match just to play.
Just to say you did?
Yep. But that was like during the bad time of laddering. Like I had played 70 plus matches just to get to Master Ball with the teams I had and was playing bad. So this is why I'm on break. I haven't played an actual like match of Pokemon in almost a month and a half. Besides the stuff on Showdown. Which on Showdown, my teams are doing great. I have a really strong rain team figured out. With PZ and Clefairy, Scizor, Politoed, Kingdra, and it's like real strong. The last slot's been kind of iffy. We're playing Incineroar at the moment because Incineroar's good fake out support plus Intimidate. So we'll see where that goes. I'm not quite sure yet what we're gonna do in that 6th slot.
Man, I really need to answer this Sableye. Like looking at my opponent's team, like Sableyes are only Real Rain Setter, which is good for Kingdra and Barraskewda.
The best goal you have is to
Probably just Gardevoir blow them up.
Either Gardevoir blow it up, hope it doesn't have Roselia Berry, or reset weather yourself with your own Dynamaxmon. The other thing you can do is just play through the rain. Use your Rotom Wash to your advantage and close to your advantage.
And Dragalge. Like, Dragalge doesn't mind sitting there in front of Barraskewda or Kingdra, actually.
He actually, Dragalge can tank a Kingdra hit and then can probably almost Oko it back after a Weakness Policy proc.
Yep. Problem is, Mudsdale's lines up real poorly this week. So
yeah, so you probably just Dragalge, Urshifu, Espeon, Cloyster, Incineroar, Rotom. Could bring Incineroar, Rotom, Serena, Dragalge, Gardevoir, Kling. Just bring 2 cores.
I don't know. I'll have to fight with it some.
That wouldn't be bad.
Got quite a bit of stuff I got to work on, so.
Yep.
Notably, if I'm doing discharge spam things, Gardevoir gets telepathy, so that's another immunity. Mudsdale is immune to discharge, so there's 2 Mons already. Then
it's if you're expecting just heavy rain, hard rain, you can just
discharge spam. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm really liking the idea of Manectric. I just don't know what I would drop for it. Probably Espeon. Espeon kind of seems like the stray dog here.
Yeah, probably.
It's because I can't drop Gardevoir or Kling because those are both core.
Yep.
So I think it's just Espeon, and I still have 2 Trick Room setters. So I might have to look into this the next couple days and decide something before then.
Yep.
Anything else we want to touch on before we get out of here?
Is there anything else?
Nothing off the top of my head.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Okay. I'm getting out of here.
Yep, get us out of here.
So, if you're listening on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're new, leave a comment down below saying, hey, your stuff is great. More importantly, make sure you go and follow us all on Twitter, at LR Lessons, myself at Cardinal25, and Carl at Musical_33. Carl and I both have Twitch accounts that we stream from occasionally from time to time.
Draft League went really, really well on Twitch.
It did. It had. I mean, granted, 99% of that was us sitting there watching it, but hey, I'll take it. Man, yeah. Those are views.
Yep.
So I am at Mr. Missouri25, and Carl is at Musical on Twitch. Let's see. There's also the Discord. Please, please, please come join the Discord. Our community is fantastic. I love every single person in our Discord, and
even the lurkers.
Very active and very, very helpful with, hey, this is what I want to do. How can I help? How can I build on this?
Yeah.
So, super, super wonderful community. Just super supportive. And, not even outside of Pokemon. I know I've had a couple people this last week that have had a lot of life come up and just come to us to vent. And it's really great to see our people just go in and actually want to help them in any way they can.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. Let's see. What else?
Twitter, Twitch, Discord, YouTube.
I think that's everything.
Yep.
Dude, I do this every week. I always feel like I'm missing something.
Ah.
Alright, everybody. Have a good week. We'll be back probably to talk about some more Draft League stuff and probably some more Series 5 stuff and who knows
Hopefully
what else.
Players' Cup stuff.
Who knows? We'll figure all that out next week. Have a good one. Peace.